Okay, so I'm out in the garage with this moped. I've got it jumped to my dad's car right here, because it was in the garage, mine ain't. But I've got it jumped to my dad's car because the battery's completely gone. It's a 22-year-old battery. Everything works on it. The brake light works. The headlight works, but it only works by the alternator on the motor, generator, whatever the hell you want to call it, stator. Jumper cables are coming off. I do have a stereo in here. I'm trying to sell in another ad, but if nobody wants it, it will come with the moped depending on the offer. It has two kind of crappy Pioneer 3-inch, might be 4-inch speakers, and it's got a Sony 250 watt head unit. I just usually hose clamp it in there like that because I only listen to the radio and I can select the station and everything. But yeah, it's got the trunk, and you close it by putting a key in, turning, pushing down, turning back. It's locked. It's definitely not clean as far as body panels and crap. Those are the only panels I have for it, is the trunk and this piece of plastic the previous owner broke. The previous owner had it all duct taped and electrical tape, and I just got some 1/4-inch sheet metal zip screws, and so I just screwed it back together because the duct tape looked even worse. So everything works though. The horn works. Well, if the key's on, the horn works. Hang on. Turn signals work. And you push it in to turn them off. It's got high beam and low beam headlights. It's got pretty much every motorcycle has the start and run. This is the front brake. This is the back brake. The back brake has a lock. Like if you park it on a hill, you push that back and then it stays locked. It's got a gas gauge on it, which a lot of mopeds don't have. It's got the high beam light. That light lights up after 2,500 miles, I think. It might only be 2,000, I can't remember. It's got a little over 7,000 miles on it since 1988. The top speed I've got it to is 45, but I had my friend ride it and he got it up to like almost 50 with me following him. I put another seat on the back whenever I used to ride it because I could bring friends around. I just bolted, this is a bicycle sissy bar seat. I painted it black with a vinyl paint and bolted it to the back. It's sort of floppy on there. That can be removed with just a 10mm bolt and it'll look like stock again. The automatic choke is busted, but all it is two wires busted off. The previous owner broke that because the previous owner busted out the back shock, and whenever I got it, every time I hit a bump it bounced way up and down. So I replaced the back shock, and now if you rerun those two wires coming out of the automatic choke, it's right here. I do have another automatic choke, I just never bothered to reattach it. See, there's two wires coming out of that thing right there, and all it is those two wires go to these two connectors, and then whenever it's cold, or whenever you're first starting it, it turns on the choke, and depending on whether it fires or not, somehow it knows that it's not firing, so it gives it more gas. What I did is I push down on the filter whenever it's cold, because it has a spring inside. You just push down on the filter and start it like that. I didn't bother running the wires, so it runs fine. It starts fine in the cold, and once it's running, it runs fine. It's got a back tire with 20 miles on it. Still got some of the nipples on it. The front tire is definitely aftermarket. 2. This one still has lots of tread left. So it's got basically 2 new tires, not the shitty ass Honda tires that come on these things stock. They're garbage. But I'm going to try to do a cold start for you guys. Let me figure out how to set this in my dad's car. Okay, this is going to be a cold start.